welcome back to a new Transformers toy review, and today is a special video because today I will be reviewing Transformers Legacy HASLAB Omega Prime. Now, I will be doing this video by pieces, hopefully 3 separate videos, or maybe a 4th one. I'm trying to do as much as possible. I don't want them to be long, that way I can go detail into each one. First I'm going to review is Optimus Prime. It's the Firetruck from Robots in Disguise. Now, this is the Firetruck. It looks so nice. The detail is really nice. He looks really cool. He has those Cybertron words right here. He has the face right here, the detail on it. All that looks really nice. The bottom part looks nice. There's obviously this detail on it and then stuff. His weapon. I don't own the original, and I never did, but I did watch toy reviews, so I have an idea how he is. So we turn it around, and then he has that plate that the Autobots would have in the show, where they have a number. And then Prowl, X-Brawn, and Sideburn had the 2, 3, and 4. The lights right here, those are nice. You know, you got some really nice little right here for the ladder and stuff. The wheels are not rubber, which is fine. I'm okay with it. You can store the gun just like the original one, which I thought was pretty cool. What else? The ladder has on a ratchet joint. It can go out that much. It can go down. Obviously, my studio is not really big, so I'll try it as much as I can to get better. I'm trying to upgrade the studio, so don't worry about it, and I'll be able to review more bigger toys. But for now, I'm doing the best I can, you know. This is not on a little button they press and they'll swing back, so I thought it was kind of cool, you know. It's for collector's items, so there's no need for the spring-loaded missiles and stuff like that, but still, it's cool. You have these little things that can flip that are on a ball joint. They both go, you know, for his hose and stuff. Just pretty cool. You have this little thing that can go down. It just folds down, and it comes with Cerebros. This little thing right here that looks really nice. Maybe when I review Ultra Magnus, because I need to get my Fortress Maximus figure. I'm gonna try this head on the other one, but so far you can just kind of put him there, which is pretty cool. Or I think you can sit him there right here on the thing. Oh yeah, you can. That's actually awesome. I love this. You can just have him there, you know. This is pretty cool that you can store him right here. So yeah, let's take a quick look at Cerebros. He's your typical headmaster from Combiner Wars or Power of the... No. Yeah. Headmasters and stuff. Same thing. You got the little arms on a ball joint. The head moves and stuff like that. It's a little quick, little nice detail. The head looks cool though. So yeah. That's what it comes with. It comes with a lot of stuff too, but it's just a lot. And then yeah, you have more detail here for ladder stuff. My fear was that these pieces were gonna fall off. I just want to clarify, they don't fall off. Once they are in, they are very hard to take out. My problem with my copy is these pieces sometimes fall easily. So if you order yours and you haven't gotten it, be careful with these pieces. They fall off pretty easily, but no big deal. You just gotta be careful. You don't really touch them, so there's no need for being super scared about it. You know, there's not a lot of movement around them. So yeah, and it does roll, but due to my little small studio, you can't really see. Oh well, yeah, it rolls nice. So awesome. This is a big W. I don't know what to say, but it's just awesome. Now, transformation, pretty simple. We're gonna first unpeg these pieces, then we're gonna turn it around, then we're gonna unpeg these pieces here, There we go. And then you're able to take off the whole thing. Okay, and then we're gonna put this to the side, and I'll show it too as well, because it has a base mode and stuff like that, but I want to show the robot mode first. Now we have this whole section. Obviously you can see the arms and everything, right? So we're gonna open these sections right here. Obviously this one's gonna come with it. These are the ones we're trying to get out. So I try to just take this one out, and then that way we can fold this, and then you can take out this piece too. You don't need this. So all you should have in reality, with pieces folded and stuff, your toy should just look like that. This is all you need. That's all you need. So it looks funny, but yeah. So first things first, we're gonna fold these pieces out, and then we're gonna fold this one out, and then you're gonna have some clearance, and you're gonna try to go in there and pull these down, these little pieces. You're gonna pull these down, and then you're able to pull out the whole section right here. Now after this, you're gonna have this piece is on a double hinge, so you gotta do double carefully. So you gotta I'm gonna do this one first, because this one's easier. See how it's on a double hinge, and then this one is also on a double hinge. There we go. And then you can just bring this whole section, and then there's these little tabs right here that will tab right there, and then these pieces are just kind of standing there. If I remember correctly, the original one just has some tabs for those pieces, but I don't remember correctly. I don't know in the original. It's been a long time. Also, the gun is stored like the original one. Mine's a little crooked. It's just a little sliding pieces that he has here. You just slide that piece in there, and it's right there. Pretty easy, pretty nice, not gonna lie. Now the whole section right here is gonna break apart, and then that's how it's gonna come out. This whole section is so cool. Like, I just thought it was awesome. Let me bring this down so I can fix the camera right here. Okay, there we go. So now we're here, and then I like to start with the legs. We're gonna bring the legs down, and then we're gonna unpeg the legs. We're gonna rotate these big legs. The thighs are like super thick on this figure, and like super like hard. Like they're understandable. This whole section right here is like super thick and like heavy plastic, which makes sense because this is the whole thing that keeps everything standing and stuff. So I thought it was cool. And then we're gonna open these tabs right here. I have a hard time taking them out. And then we're gonna unfold the feet just like the original one, and then we're just gonna tab them back in. We're gonna do the same thing with the other one. Bring them back in, and then these pieces you can fold them back, fold this other one back, and then you can kind of start seeing how the feet are starting to like form right here and stuff like that. So, ooh, I don't think I did this one right. You gotta be careful, because when you bring the white tabs back, they're supposed to like tab in that plastic like that. Oh, I don't think I got this one right. Yeah, make sure it's like straight, and then this will just kind of go in there. There we go, just like that. Or did I do it wrong or no? Okay, you'll be able to tell the difference is this thing is like cricket. It's supposed to be like above. There we go. You can tell when if your figure's kind of like standing like that, then you peg these white tabs are wrong. You gotta make sure you gotta push this a little deeper in there, and then bring the white tabs in. That's how you know if you messed up. So it's able to stand straight. It shouldn't be like a little incline like that. That's wrong. So I'm just saying. Now for the second part, we're gonna bring these little lights down just like that, and then you're gonna untap this just so there's So this just kind of untaps this, and then we're gonna bring this whole section out, just like that, just like that. Okay, now, yeah, I know most people are gonna be a little upset that these don't peg and you have these little holes here, but I can see why they did that. I'll show it later on as the whole toy review kind of comes out. Now, I like to open the legs just so I can grab the figure good, and then obviously you're gonna push in and careful, and then you're just gonna start having the figure completely like together. Now right here, you're gonna raise it just to make some clearance, and then I like to kind of grab it from here, and then from the little tabs right here, the pegs, and then you're just gonna you just pull, and it's gonna bring the arm out, and then once it's out, you're gonna rotate the arm, rotate, and you can just bring this up, which is pretty cool. But make sure you fold the arm, because if you're gonna push it up, it's gonna get in the way of the back piece of the shoulder right here. So we got to do the same thing with the other side. The other side is easier for my arm. Actually, I lied. Oh, there it is. All the way until it clicks. We're gonna rotate the arms. I mean the fists. Bring that up, and then we're gonna push this in there, just like that. Oh my god, this looks amazing. Never get tired of transforming it. Now we're gonna bring this back out, and then you're gonna bring out the head. Just bring this out, and then you just bring the zip. And then the heads on Optimus Prime are on a weird like little hinge. I don't know how to explain it, but they're on a little weird hinge where you have to push it, and then it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's weird to explain, but it works. Still looks good. And that's basically Prime from Robots in Disguise in robot mode. Now, detail wise, that head sculpt looks amazing. I love it. Perfect. Worth the wait. This looks really, really good. It looks like the original, you know. Not, the painting is a little maybe better. The white looks nice. The blue right here. This blue right here. The chest piece is like a clear plastic here. But it's not like you see through the back, because it has some like metallic, not metallic, but silver pieces, like Cybertronian technology inside of him. His waist right here. And then this looks so cool. The blue right here. It's like a metallic bluish glossy. It looks cool, but the eyes look so nice. Look at that. This thing is so cool. And obviously, he comes with his little gun, which is pretty cool. Now, articulation, it's good. It's great. His head is on a ball joint, I believe. I think he is on a ball joint, yeah. He can do the 360. Yep. He can kind of look up, not really, but he can look down. So that's pretty much it. These thingies have like a little rotation on it, so you can kind of like bring them back, or bring them front. These thingies, these little fins. So I thought it was cool. I think they're more in the show. They're more like to the back. It looks cool. The arms can go out that much, and then they can go 360. Elbow bend is this much, which is pretty good. Swivel on the fists, and he also has swivel on the arm, but due to this piece you kind of get like a little lacking. You just gotta raise it, but it's still pretty good, you know, for a little kind of not blocky but kind of like sturdy figure. Still pretty decent, you know. You can still get some posability on this figure. The legs are on ratchet joints, so yep, you can go front that much, and then it can go in the back, but you can gotta lift that, and then you can go all the way to the back. So it's not too bad, but still. So there's that. And then in the bend on the legs, can go out that much, so it's pretty not bad. And then there's a little ankle tilted. The ankles are like on a little ball joint. Well, on a big ball joint. So there's ankle tilted and stuff. So it doesn't matter, to be honest. So you can get some crazy... Can he stand? Oh, yes. That can stand. This is amazing. Okay, so... Yeah. Solid figure right here. Solid. Now, I'm gonna bring this piece here. Bring this for base mode. So we're gonna take off these pieces. Let me show this base mode right here. And then I believe these. Bring these out. And we're just gonna bring these out with the ladder like that. I'm just gonna bring just like that. This is supposed to be like the base mode or whatever, you know? So we're gonna turn these around. I believe these pieces would go like that. And I think they would go right here. And I think these would go like around here, I think. Do they? No, hold on. How was this again? I think they would go... Hold on. I do remember this had 2 pegs. Because the arms are supposed to come out like that. But I don't... Let me look at the instructions real quick. I'm sorry. This thing's like a lot going on. I'm being honest. Okay, so... I messed up. I see what I did wrong. So I'm supposed to unpeg that. And then I'm supposed to bring these pieces out, which are the feet. They can be a little hard to get out, but they're not that hard, so yeah. Then we bring this section here. Then we just peg it again. Just like that. And then that makes more of a sturdy place like that. And then these sections just stay like that. With the Autobot logo facing like this. And then the arms these will essentially peg. These will peg here. Like that. I think. I believe. What? I'm lying. So this one will go this will peg right here like this, and then this would it be this one though? Because then yeah, that one has more clearance. And this just kind of goes in here. And then picks right there. I always get confused with this part. It's kind of like a little confusing for me. But I just got the figure, so don't judge me. I'm still getting the hang of it. So we're just gonna bring these. And then obviously the guns and the stuff right here. Just gonna pick that there. And that's his face mode. And then obviously it's all of that big. And yeah. And then obviously you can just put Cerebros on here somewhere. You can honestly just leave them here. Just like that. Which is pretty cool. So, yeah. And here is his base standing next to him. Just like that. Obviously, he's a little bigger, but it still kind of does look good considering that the ladder is big. So, yeah. Still pretty good. Now, for battle mode, or super mode, which is called super mode, I think. Does he say super mode? I don't remember. The show's like 1999 or 2000, so first we're gonna unpack everything right here from the super mode. We just gotta unpack everything. And then I'm gonna leave this one to the side because this one's like heavy and long and like it just gets in the way, if I'm being honest. But I'll bring it back. We need it. So now for super mode, I'm gonna bring this up so I can have better. There we go. That's better. Super mode, we don't really need to go crazy. But to set this guy up, all we have to do is I'm gonna bring this out. Bring this just like that. I'm gonna bring these in. Pull the head back. Don't forget to pull that back. Bring that in. Hide that in there. Boom. Just like that. Okay? Now we're going to bring the arms, the shoulder pieces down. Shoulder piece down. Boom. And then now this is why they did this. Okay? So, first things first. You don't have to do anything to the legs besides just bringing these tabs in. That's all you gotta do to the legs. Any other movement to the legs does not matter. So, yeah. This is why they did this design on the whole chest area. So, what I like to do is just kind of bring some clearance. I'm gonna bring it up. Not all the way up, where both of these pieces show. But kind of a little bit. Ow. Just be careful, because you could low-key grab. You can honestly grab your fingers and it hurts. It really does. We're gonna bring this piece right here. I'm gonna bring it in there, and I believe it just brings more support to the whole figure. And then you can tell when you're able to put it in because it won't fit there. So you just gotta like oof. Don't do this, by the way. But there's no like way to like to like get it in. Give me a second. Okay, I got it. So basically, you're gonna bring it to the point where you see these tabs right here, and you're gonna bring this whole section here. And what's gonna happen? There's a tab right here. Let me raise that arm. There's a tab right here. It's gonna tap in the back right there. You can barely see it. Oh, there we go. See right there. So you're just gonna bring this whole section, and then you're just gonna press it, and it tabs really good, and it just makes a nice satisfactory sound. And then you're gonna bring this whole section here, and then you're just gonna pull it. That's all you gotta do. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. And it just spreads the chest like nice. This is looking good, okay? Now what we gotta do now is with the legs. Since you went to base mode, from base mode, the legs are pretty much done. But if you didn't, you just gotta fold this in. Well, you gotta take these out first, and then you fold in the wheels, right? Now, you can either separate them or just leave them behind. You can also use them as cannons. I forgot to mention that. I forgot. You can put them as cannons like the old one. I forgot. I'm just too excited for the super mode. You're just gonna open these tabs and then open these. Take these outside. Do the same thing with the other ones. Bring these out just like that. What we're gonna do is, there's no reason for you to like, it makes sense, you know, which one's right or left. You can't go wrong. Obviously the side of the tab is the left one right here, so you gotta make sure this piece tabs into this hole right here, and then this piece will just tab like right there, just like the original. That just tabs in, and then you just tab it, and it starts looking a little chunky, but it still looks like a nice, great figure. Same thing over here. Tap here, and then this piece will tab right here. Here, I do gotta say, any of these pieces that connect to the figure don't feel like the pegs are super tight to the point where you might break them. At least on my copy, any peg that's on this figure pegs in really, really nice. Now it looks a little weird. Why does he feel like he's standing differently? What the heck? Oh, there we go. The legs weren't like straight. There we go. Now we're gonna bring the camera up a little more so we can focus on this section. Okay, so first things first, I like to do the arms first. I feel like it's easier. There's no way you don't know which way it goes. You can just see the thumb, open the hand, bring these back like that. So yeah, all you gotta do is simple. Just make sure the thumb goes on the right hand, just like that. And just like the original one, I guess, or yeah, essentially like the original, you're just gonna make sure this little turret's facing down. It's gonna peg on his shoulder, and not his shoulder, on his forearm right there. And just like the original one, you just start collapsing one here, and then boom, right there. It looks cool how these pieces are different from both sides. I thought it was really good detailing. Well, not detailing, but I thought it was interesting. Same thing on the other side. See how the whole result. And then if you're still confused, just make sure the tab is facing to the front on each side right here, and that will just get you to get the right arms. Boom, just like that. And then, like I said, you can see how this one's from the top and this one's from the bottom, but they both cover kind of the same. I thought it was kind of cool. It doesn't really bother me that there's like still place right here, but other than that, this looks great, you know. Now for the shoulders are just gonna peg right here on the last tab, on the last peg right here, hole right here. Just gonna peg them, and there's some little tabs right here that are gonna tab for both sides, so there's no, you know, they're like sturdy in there. Just make sure they're tap in there, and he starts to look good. And then with the shoulder, we do the same thing. I'm gonna bring this here. Boom. Boom. There we go. Look at this big boy right here. Whew. Now I need to bring this camera more up because he's a little big. Now to get this whole section ready, you're just gonna bring the whole thing right here, the ladder, and there's like the whole thing right here. It just kind of has this, and then it just goes in there, and then just like that. That's all you gotta do. And then just bring these tabs down. Now for the head or the chest piece, these tabs we'll tab in this section right here, which is pretty interesting. And then the tabs right here, 1, 2, 3, we'll tab 1, 2, and 3. It's a little tricky because this thing is like super heavy. So it's like a little annoying to get this the first time. Just make sure you have it in a flat area, and then just kind of start bringing the whole section down, just like that. And then just you'll know if it's tapped in if you just kind of do it lightly, just kind of like that, and it won't flap out. It's not like a super crazy tap, but it like gets everything good together. So, and then you just kind of bring the head a little bit down, just like that. It's like on a hinge. The heads, I keep saying that they're like on a double hinge thingy, so it can kind of look like that, or you can just bring it to the front. I think it looks a little better like that, cause like that, cause look, like that, kind of looks good, I guess. But yeah, there you have. Give me 1 second. Let me. There is. Whew. I honestly do not have much space for this studio, but there is HASLAB Optimus Prime Robots in Disguise. Now this thing is amazing. Now the detail in it is crazy. Like, I'm gonna show the detail first. I'm just like, so look at that head sculpt right there. It's like metallic, nice, clear. The eyes are yellow, like a golden. They look nice. The silver paint is nice. He has the Autobot logo. You know, he has the Matrix, like that. The instructions say you can take it out. I don't want to take it out because I feel like if I take it out, it's gonna be loose. Plus, I can't really take it out. I don't want to like use a knife or something to scratch the paint or anything like that. It just looks nice though. I love it. And obviously he has some detail right there on the chest on top. But this silver Autobot symbol looks so nice. You got that waist. The arms look really nice. You know, this looks really nice. It's just so good. So, yep. So let's start with articulation. Articulation on the head. He's on a ball joint, so it can look left or right. It can do the 360. It just looks weird, but it can look kind of up and down. So yeah, there's that. The arms can go out that much. You can go out more, but you gotta bend this because this thing will get in the way. So you just gotta bend it, and it just kind of goes all the way up. Okay. He still has the 360 rotation. He still manages to keep it. Just be careful what's in the way. But remember how we spread the chest? He still has. He has a butterfly joint. It's pretty cool because it's the chest just spread open, and it's just like, you know, you can see that, but it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. It still looks great, you know? So, yeah. The hands, you still get a rotation on it. They're simple, you know? Just like that. And then you can just kind of... yeah. It's like the original, if I'm not wrong. But other than that, yes. Now we get to the legs. The legs, you have ankle tilted. Just that much. And what's cool about it is if you don't like this, you can just bring those tabs there. So if you feel like this is weird, you just, so you can really open his legs like that, and you'll still have nice posability and stuff. Like, that's pretty cool. And yeah, you still have some decent leg rise on it, and you still have that nice joint, ratchet joint, and the leg can go all the way back. You just gotta be careful with the ladder. So yeah, this is really good. He's heavy and bulky, but he's still good. I really like it. I love it. Now, size comparison, it's gonna be a tough one. I want to say he's more like commander class figure, so I will bring in one of my big commander classes. I won't be bringing in the little ones. Well, let's bring in a cartoon Optimus Prime. That's Armada commander class. I will probably take a picture of him in his super mode next to him, see how that looks, but so far that looks good. Masterpiece, not masterpiece, but this nice masterpiece figure, that those look really good together. You know, I'm very curious how he'll look next to Optimus Prime Armada super mode. Yeah, he's a commander class figure. He could have been easily sold at the commander class price. Maybe they would have downgraded on the paint jobs and detailing on it. Maybe this would have been like a metallic, like this piece might have been like this tone of gray instead of this metallic glossy that we get or whatever. He is still a pretty good size compared with him. So, I mean, yeah. There's that. What else? What else? I'm gonna bring this guy out. I'm still fiddling with Ultra Magnus because Ultra Magnus is like a little different with his legs and the whole thing. So I'm still trying to fiddle with that figure. Let's do a HASLAB instead. This one's bigger than the other one, so let's move this to the right. There's that. This is pretty cool. I like this kind of shiny colored metallics that they use on this figure. This thing's nice. It's goated. It's big W. Big W for me, in my opinion, because I was never able to get this guy, the old version, and because right now I think to get this guy I would have paid the same as how much I paid for the HASLAB, the original one. I would have paid like 200 and something for a new one. Instead, I paid like almost the same price, just a little more, and I got both. You know, and I guess more not better, but still good figure. Yeah, so still keeps the articulation of regular Optimus Prime, and he can still do this. So you just unlick it and then rotate it. You just bring that out. Now it's really heavy. That's the only thing I don't like. Oh. But he can still do it. He can still have the ladder on his shoulder and make it like he's shooting. Which is pretty cool, you know? You can do the arm and just kind of like, and just kind of like, So he can do that. It's a little wobbly because the ladder is like heavy, but that's why he has these sturdy leg thighs. And then this whole section right here helping the whole thing. So yeah, he can do that, which is pretty cool. You know, he's holding it. I'm not helping him. Well, kinda. He's kinda holding it. Now he is. Now he is holding it. Obviously, it needs some work with the posing, but that thing looks sick. Yep. And then here's Ultra Magnus. I already put the piece in the front. That thing looks amazing. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, that's it. I can't even tell you on this figure if you should pay the overpriced or not if you weren't able to get the HASLAB. For whatever reason you couldn't get it, or you just, you know, financially, you know, stuff. It's understandable. Most likely it's gonna be really expensive to get it now since it's starting to come out. Did I mess up? Oh, there we go. But if you're able to get it for the same price that it was on HASLAB, I think it was like, I paid 200 and something, almost 300 bucks. I think you should get it. I think you should. It's worth it. It looks great. It's amazing. Yeah, and you get Ultra Magnus for 300 bucks. Basically what you would pay for the originals. The only problem is the rubber tires and the lights. The lights, there's no sounds or anything, and then the little missiles right here, they're not on a little thingy. I will be reviewing Ultra Magnus and then Omega Prime separately, and then showing off the whole rest, but I just wanted to show this figure ASAP. Now, I hope you guys enjoy this toy review. I've really been anticipating this guy. I know it's long. You can skip if you want most of it and just see how the whole figure looks, but this thing looks awesome. Please like and subscribe, and thank you. Omega Prime is awesome. Well, Optimus Prime. This figure itself is awesome. I do see why they made it into a HASLAB, because honestly, I think I would have never bought Ultra Magnus. I would not care about the Omega Prime that much. I would have just been happy with just this figure as a commander class, and that's it. I would have not buy Ultra Magnus. I would have just been happy with this. I'm like, 100 bucks for this? Sold. That's it. I'm good. I'm happy. Ultra Magnus, if I see it on clearance, yeah. If not, then oh well. And that would have been it. And they would have probably, Hasbro would have honestly lost money on Ultra Magnus if he was also another commander class. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and thank you. Have a good day.